Hi guys, it's Kiarko here, back with another speed build. Today we're building the apartment of a fashion student. Actually, another fashion student. We did a fashion student yesterday. That was Stacy Pink, if you guys remember. She was very bold and bright and outgoing. And her neighbor, this is Suki Tyler. She's a little bit of the opposite of Stacy. She's also very nice and kind, and she's also very outgoing, but in terms of aesthetics, they're very different. Like I said, Stacy was really into these bright pink things, or just like bright, colors in general and bright patterns and all that very loud, trendy stuff. Where Suki is more into more like, I don't know how to explain, more earth tones, more natural patterns, more stuff you'll see when we get into her apartment. You'll see how they differ. But in terms of their relationship, I like the idea that they were both attending the same fashion school, but obviously they're not very good friends right now. I like the idea that this is kind of like an enemies to friends scenario where they start off like really bashing heads with each other, and then they, over time grow to, appreciate each other's aesthetics and, fashion ideas, and just kind of bond over that, and they really learn from each other in the end. So yeah, this is Suki. I think she's so cool. I love what she wears, and I love how her apartment turns out. Her apartment is definitely more in the vein of like what I personally like as an aesthetic compared to Stacy. I had fun doing Stacy's apartment, but it's super a lot, very loud, very intense, and I like more muted stuff sometimes. So you'll see when we get into Suki's apartment what that looks like. I gave her this very elegant, kind of very mature jumpsuit with these like floral patterns on it. I don't know, I really felt it was like in the vein of what Suki's like. You can see she's kind of a perfectionist, and she loves the outdoors, which I thought was important because I felt like she was gonna incorporate a lot of like natural elements into her fashion. Like I said, like patterns of flowers, earth tones, stuff like that. Now we are into doing her apartment. As you can see, Stacy's apartment is right next door. You can already kind of see that they're clashing a little bit. Stacy's got a lot of black and pink and bright patterns, and for Suki, we're gonna go for more, like I said, earth tones and natural patterns and stuff like that. This is built in my Tanaka Apartments build, which is like this huge apartment building. So go check out that video if you're curious as to how I put this together. And as always, if you guys have any, suggestions for, people who could live in this apartment, or just suggestions in general for, future content you might like to see, please let me know down below. This was requested. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see, fashion student stuff. So I think it's really cool that we got like a lot of fashionistas watching these videos. I myself am a fashionista, so I think it's really cool that we can, bond over that and talk about fashion stuff. But anyways, so we are just putting together her room right now. It's a little bit of a different layout than Stacy's room. I mean, I laid out basically all the apartments in different ways. I was trying to like honestly just challenge myself to, be creative in how I was laying out each apartment, since they are like all pretty much the same, like in terms of the way they're laid out, in terms of the bathroom, the kitchen, etc., etc. There's like slight differences like in like each apartment, but like in general they're all the same. But so basically I was just trying to challenge myself and make sure I was using each space differently, and trying new aesthetics in each space, and trying to really make each apartment seem like it was really unique and who it belonged to. But yeah, so you can kind of see it coming together right now. So I would describe Suki's aesthetic as like I said, again, very earth tones, very natural, but she also has some modern touches here and there, like that lamp besides her bed looks like it's so cool. It looks like a globe, doesn't it? Like I would love that light in real life. I feel like it's so interesting looking. And even that mirror next to the windows, I feel like it also is very, sleek and modern. So she definitely has like modern elements in her aesthetic. She doesn't like, it's not all very like traditional, like old school stuff. Like she does have modern touches here and there. But you can kind of see in general she is very inspired by nature. She has some plants here and there. I really like that plant on the shelf over her bed. I love how it just like drapes down over the bed. I feel like that may get annoying though if you're like sleeping right under it, because what if you accidentally like, I don't know, somehow pull it off the shelf, or like it wakes you up at night. I don't know. I just feel like aesthetically it's cool. I don't know if it would work in real life, but whatever, it's fine. You can see I'm putting in, let's see, some just little details here and there. Putting on this tray on this little desk here, which is like her workspace. In Stacy's apartment, I gave her like a different kind of setup where her desk was also like a place where she would, do like fashion stuff like sewing and pattern making and stuff like that. I didn't give Suki that kind of space necessarily. I kind of felt like maybe Suki was more someone who probably one of two things. Either Suki like worked on campus a lot and that's why like she doesn't have a lot of fashion stuff in her apartment, or I was thinking maybe she's like in a different area of fashion than Stacy. Like maybe Stacy is more into the actual like production of fashion, you know, sewing and stuff like that, whereas maybe Suki is more into either like styling or like merchandising or, you know, like, or journalism or something. Like there's a lot of stuff you can do in fashion, so I feel like maybe she was like in a different kind of fashion sphere, but I don't know, let me know what you guys think. What are you getting from Suki? What do you feel like she would be doing? And yeah, anyway, so you can see here, you guys already know I'm so excited to show you this breakfast nook. I freaking love nooks. I love it when people use benches against walls and they create like little spaces like this. I think it's the absolute coziest thing. So obviously I had to include it here. I think we had one of these in, whose apartment was it? Alice's, the yoga instructor's apartment. She had a little nook like this as well. And she lives right across the hall from Suki. So maybe they'd be pretty good besties too. But yeah, so anyways, we also fit in actually like a little living room space here. So we actually get like quite a lot of furniture into Suki's apartment, which is, you know, surprising because like in each apartment I found like myself being able to fit like different amounts of stuff in. Like for example in Alice and Kenji's apartment, who are like right across from Stacy and Suki, they didn't really have like full-on living rooms and stuff. They had like little dining spaces and like bed stuff, but they didn't have like couches and coffee tables like Stacy and Suki has. So I don't know like what it was about the way I configured those spaces, but for some reason I was able to like fit in a lot more stuff here. I don't know why. I guess I just like planned better, or I just was like used more compact furniture or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I feel like she's got like a pretty reasonable space here, you know, like I feel like she has like everything she needs here, you know. I thought about like dividing this like living room like slightly separated from the kitchen by putting it in like a divider or something, or like a little shelf. I ended up not doing that, just kind of leaving it open, which I think works, you know, because I didn't want to like crowd the space up too much, you know, like because if I put in too much like even more furniture than I already have, it would start getting a little bit crowded. So instead I just kind of left it open like this. You can see she has a little bowl of bananas on her coffee table. I don't know why that's funny to me. It's just kind of funny. And she actually doesn't have a TV or anything like that. I don't think I've included a TV in like any of the apartments so far. But I mean, if you guys have watched any of my videos, you'll know I'm not a huge fan of using TVs and like modern tech and stuff. Unless it's like the picture frame TVs. I love those. But other than that, I tend not to include a lot of televisions for some reason. But we are moving on to her kitchen right now. Kind of like lightly decorated this. Like I'm happy with how it turned out. I just feel like I focus more on the rest of the space than on her kitchen. But you know, I put in stuff there. She's got some books, which are probably like cookbooks. I don't know, little jars of stuff. I don't know, maybe that's like sugar and flour or something. And just like little vases and little things here and there. And then we're gonna put in a broom, and then what do we put over here? A shelf? Yeah, I think we put in a shelf here, and then we just like lightly decorate this as well, which we'll do in just a sec. But anyways, it is Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend coming up. I am probably just gonna be working. I might go to a museum. I don't know yet. I really don't know my plans until they're happening. But I'm for sure gonna treat myself because I've had a long week, so I'm definitely gonna at least buy myself, I don't know, like a piece of cake or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna eat dessert. Guys, desserts are like my favorite thing in the world, so I'm gonna get a dessert, you guys. But anyways, so we're almost about done with her apartment. We do quickly go into her bathroom and like put a few things here and there, but I don't decorate it that deeply. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any, you know, fun weekend plans, if you got any things that are coming up that you're excited for. And as always, let me know what you think of this build. Let me know what you think of Suki and like what you feel for her character, you know, what direction she could go in, what kind of relationship she's gonna have with Stacy and how that's gonna develop and stuff. I'm always curious to hear your guys' idea. And you guys come up with like so many different things, you know, like different people have like these radically different ideas. And it's really cool, you know. I think it's just so cool that, you know, we can collab creatively on the internet. It's fun. Anyways, you guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.